Hi and welcome everyone. Today we're gonna look at the top 10 fascinating discoveries involving fluorescence. Fasten your seatbelts, let's go. Bioluminescent mushrooms. It may be difficult to believe that glowing mushrooms exist, but they really exist in Brazil and Vietnam. For years, the mystery surrounding their radiance remained unsolved. In order to solve this puzzle, scientists gathered a few in 2015. The bioluminescence-causing chemical was discovered in the laboratory. The chemical, called oxyluciferin, can also be found in fireflies and glowing aquatic organisms. The luminous component is used to lure insects to the mushrooms. Once the bugs have landed, they take up spores and disperse them. This aids the spread of the mushrooms. Another question was the fungi's luciferin production. A closer look revealed that the mushrooms made their own luciferin, which they coupled with oxygen and an enzyme to create bright hues. The structure of the enzyme revealed that it could interact with several types of luciferins, resulting in brighter colors. This suggests that there is still a lot to discover about these strange-looking mushrooms. Hazards of blue light. During the day, blue light from electronics and energy-saving lights appears to have minimal drawbacks. Researchers, on the other hand, have discovered a worrying link between nighttime blue brightness and deteriorating human health. Two of the daily advantages are increased energy and attentiveness. When people rest with electronic gadgets in the evening, blue light from displays activates the brain. This makes getting a good night's sleep challenging. It may appear inconsequential. Studies have shown, however, that when a person's sleep cycle shifts, they can acquire prediabetes. Obesity has also been connected to heart disease and cancer. To be fair, there is no solid proof that blue light causes these symptoms, according to scientists. It does, however, lower melatonin levels. Although the research is still in its early stages, a shortage of this hormone, which regulates the sleep cycle and is known as the circadian rhythm, may be the link between blue light and cancer. If blue wavelengths are proven to be hazardous to humans, one environmental success will have to be reconsidered. Despite being more energy efficient, fluorescent and LED light bulbs produce more blue light than any other type. First fluorescent frogs. In 2017, Argentinian scientists returned home with a plain-looking frog. The polka dot tree frog is mostly green with red markings, so there's no need to pop the cork just yet. Things changed while the amphibian was being prepared for testing, which included analyzing its tissues under UV light. The frog's entire body lit up when UV was shined on it, much to everyone's surprise. Because of its blue-green fluorescence, it is not only the first lighting frog, but also the first fluorescent amphibian in the world. This is a significant achievement because shining in land animals is unusual. The chemicals that give the frog its shine are called halogens. Halogens' advantages to this species are unclear, although they may have something to do with polka dot frogs' requirement to see each other at night. The frogs can see the blue-green glow, which also makes them brighter at twilight and the full moon. Glowing tides. At night, odd plants may cause coastlines to sparkle with bizarre streaks of light. In 2018, a spectacular display of ghostly blue lines burst off the coast of Southern California, lighting up kilometers of beach. Dinoflagellates are a kind of algae that can swim and are the source of the issue. Throughout the day, their thick numbers color the river scarlet. A red tide is a word used to indicate an unusually high number of them. In the past, some red tides have gotten the wrong kind of press because they may make shellfish deadly to people. Dinoflagellates, on the other hand, have an ethereal beauty that draws people to the beach at night. On a chemical level, each plant contains a protein and an enzyme. Any disruption, such as a passing creature or a wave, causes the two to mingle and the algae to glow. Although the reason is uncertain, this reaction is most likely a defensive response. It might exist to terrify zooplankton, the dinoflagellate's main predators, or to attract plankton-eating fish. Flowers with blue halos. Blue petals are the color that flowering plants seek above all others, and flower genes battle to generate them. What is the reason behind this? Flowers rely on the buzzing insects to continue the fertilization process because blue attracts bees. Scientists discovered in 2017 that plants developed a new approach to attract pollinators. Those that were unable to create blue flowers generated petals with blue nanostructures that shone in the sunlight. these halos like neon signals to bees. The microscopic reflecting scales have been found in all major groups of flowering plants that rely on insect pollination, including certain trees, and have been demonstrated to be a widespread strategy. Despite the overall hue being blue, some plants produced a UV scattering effect. It increases bees' ability to find blue. The halos turned out to be a stronger magnet than the real thing. Throughout the trials, bumblebees ignored the genuine colors of flowers and went straight for those with a blue glow. Glowing coral solved. Shallow water corals shine for a reason that scientists have known for a long time. Their green glow functions as a sunscreen, shielding them from the sun's rays. However, experts are baffled as to why deep-sea corals that are protected from the sun also generate fluorescent light. The solution came in 2017. Deep corals don't glow to hide from light, but to attract it. Life-giving light is scarce at such depths. Corals must absorb as much as possible in order to live. The blue light at the bottom of the water, on the other hand, is insufficient to provide the energy that corals require. The corals employ red fluorescence to transform blue light into orange-red light, which is rather impressive. Photosynthesis provides for higher food production in the latter. This revelation may excite scientists, but it does not excite environmentalists. Because of global warming, shallow corals are bleaching in large numbers, and some species may move to deeper seas. Because shallow corals glow green, they may not be able to adapt to deeper waters, where red fluorescence is required for life. When seabirds shimmer. A dead Atlantic puffin was discovered in 2018 by researchers. As an afterthought, they decided to examine it under UV light. The goal was to test whether there was any light since crested auklets, a puffin-like species, have luminous beaks. In regular light, puffin beaks are plainly visible. They're painted in colors that are ostensibly meant to appeal to the opposing gender. The cere and lamella, two ridges on the dead specimen's beak, fluoresced under the UV light, despite the fact that puffins have a luminous relative. Scientists aren't sure why puffins light up, although it might have something to do with their ability to detect UV light. Even during the day, puffins can see each other's shimmering ridges. Two further mysteries are what it looks like to them and how they become glowing in the first place. Because just one deceased bird was studied, scientists cannot rule out the possibility that the light was caused by decomposition. Mitochondria's strange heat. In recent years, scientists have produced temperature-sensitive pigments known as fluorescent thermometers. These dyes bind to particular targets inside cells, making them excellent for detecting the temperature of mitochondria in a test. These small structures inside cells convert oxygen and nutrients into energy. This method generates heat as well. A yellow fluorescent material that dims as the temperature rises was used by researchers in 2017. Once injected into cells, it can help with temperature calculations. Previously, it was thought that mitochondria functioned at 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, the body's normal temperature. According to the research, mitochondria function at a scorching 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. If someone got a full body temperature like this, it would be a life-threatening fever. Fortunately, the world record for the greatest body temperature is nowhere near the heat produced by mitochondria. Many previously held beliefs about cell function, particularly those related to temperature, might be debunked if this strange heat is adequately understood. Photosynthesis from space. Australian researchers and NASA partnered in 2017 to develop a novel approach of monitoring climate change. They took incredible photos of plant fluorescence from space. The unique method has the potential to detect solar-induced chlorophyll fluorescence in leaves during photosynthesis. Plants absorb CO2 to make carbohydrates via photosynthesis. Understanding the dynamics of the planet's climate and carbon cycle on a global scale is crucial. Researchers used satellite surveillance to collect photographs of glowing chlorophyll to put the notion to the test. For accuracy, the levels were measured and compared to ground measurements of photosynthesis. The findings showed that space snaps gave valid information over a wide range of vegetation, locations, and time periods. The breakthrough technique was developed in response to new plant development and climate change. The vivid images might also help us grasp the Earth's ecosystem and carbon cycles, as well as land management and biodiversity conservation. First photo of a memory. During recent investigations on how memories are created, researchers chose to investigate the brain cells of a slug. Aplysia californica has neurons that are comparable to those of humans. Neuroscientists have long hypothesized that proteins are generated at brain synapses during the formation of long-term memories. This theory was never proven until the sea slug supplied its brain. During the present experiment, scientists fed the cells the feel-good hormone serotonin, which aids in memory formation. The fluorescent protein, which was initially green but could become red when exposed to UV rays, was then used. The test was as simple as it was successful. Researchers saw proteins becoming red and documented their locations under UV light. The neurons were then triggered to form memories. Surprisingly, new green proteins developed between brain cells during this process. This permitted the acquisition of the first image of a memory being generated. It not only validated the theory, but it also revealed that short-term memories did not make new proteins. It is uncertain what effect the protein's presence, or absence, plays in distinguishing between short-term and long-term memory. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to The Perfect Top, like the video and leave a comment below. See you in the next one. Be safe, y'all.